Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing? Me, I'm doing good. I want to talk about the Country Wayne skits this morning. There were a few that caught my attention that I want to go over, and plus, I want to go over some of y'all comments that y'all said about Mike and his baby. Mike does not want this baby because if Mike really wanted this baby, he would have been excited about it. This is going to be more of an obligation thing, and I need women to understand the cautionary tale in this. Don't have sex unless you're trying to have kids. God has been trying to tell y'all that for the longest, and you ain't listening. You're not a man. You cannot go run around having sex with different people and think you're not going to get knocked up. That is not true. Women are supposed to wait. See, the only way you going to know if a man really want to be with you is if he can be celibate for you. That's the only way you're going to know. It's not about the money. It's not about the romance. Can he be celibate for you? Can he go without sex for you? And y'all need to start making these men wait. And I say that because here's the thing about it. There are other ways to please each other that have nothing to do with those two body parts that sex really is about. So if you don't want to have kids, there are other ways you can be intimate and those two never touch each other. Don't let them two touch each other unless you're married. That don't mean y'all can't do foreplay. Don't mean you can't do all this other stuff that I cannot talk about on this platform. And I'm not going to talk about this one platform. But there are things you can do to still do the same objective, accomplish the same thing, and those two don't have to touch each other at all. And I learned this through Kama Sutra. So you don't have to literally, quote unquote, those two touch each other to be intimate. There are other ways. And they're more fun, and nobody gets pregnant, and you can have more than one and be happy. But that's a whole nother conversation. But also the fact that he finally told Melissa, like I said earlier, and Melissa is pissed because if Melissa does go back to Mike, he still ain't told her about the baby yet. That is what's going to set her off. Because the fact of the matter that she's pregnant and she's going to have his first child, the same thing that's going on with Amber. See, it's amazing how women are always supposed to be expected to take on a man and his kids, but a man is not supposed to take on another woman and her kids. So it's amazing how men want women who don't have any kids at all to take on everything that is stupid and dumb that they've done, but they'll never reciprocate that. That's why I say I will never reciprocate what a man will not do. I will never accept what a man will never accept. I just won't. So if you won't accept the fact of me cheating, then I'm not going to accept you cheating. If you're not going to accept the fact that I have a child, but you want me to accept yours, then absolutely not. If you think I'm going to choose my child, you over my child, you've lost your mind if you believe that. And Sunny is going to be raising this child by herself. Because yes, even though Mike is there, Mike is not going to be in that household for 18 years helping her raise that child. It's going to be every 2 weeks. He going to have the child every 2 weeks. She going to have the child every 2 weeks. But understand, he didn't raise Blake. He did not raise Blake. Her mother did. So Sonny gonna go through the same thing. And that's why I said Sonny should have met Blake. And how in the world is he gonna tell Blake that he now has a sibling? But everybody keep forgetting about Jay Sean. Y'all remember when he found out about Jay Sean, at first he wasn't happy about it, but then he learned to love Jay Sean until he found that that boy was not his. And Rich ended up losing his life because of it. Come to find out, Rich was actually his daddy. And that man passed away because of what Jay Sean did. So that's another reason. Mike got a bunch of trauma. There's a video that I show when people talk about why relationships don't work. And I said because of men like Mike. People that got a bunch of trauma that just keep going from one person to another person because they cause all this damage because of the trauma that they've been through. Number one, Mike and Ralphie don't have their parents. So they never show who Mike and Ralphie's father is. And their mother is gone. God rest her soul. So they don't have a mother to put them in their place. So that's part of the problem. Ralphie and Mike both need counseling. They both need therapy. So the problem is always women that are supposed to go to therapy. It's women that are the ones that are more educated. But because men have it in their mind, it's just providing, protecting, that's all they need to do. And they run around thinking they can mess around with as many women as they can because that's what they've been told they can do. Just because somebody tell you can do something doesn't mean that it's right. So when it comes to Mike, Sonny gonna be raising this baby by herself. Because Mike is not gonna be in a relationship with her. And now let me get to next. Dom and Rashad. I'm with Rashad on this. Mike is sitting up here, has disrespected you time and time again. You wanted a baby, he didn't want one. You was upset about him being there for Shayla when Shayla was pregnant. You not his person, Dom. Then you cheated on him with Esteban because Mike wasn't giving you what you needed because you wanted Mike to go. Mike didn't go. Mike is about Mike. It's just like when it came to Rolanda. Mike ended up screwing up when it came to Rolanda. Mike is a screw up, not the actual person, but the character is a screw up. He screws up every time, and there's always somebody there to clean this man's mess up. That is the problem. So I don't understand why in the world y'all can't seem to understand this. Mike is a blatantly screw up. He is. He's a screw up. That is just what Mike is, unfortunately. So that's it. So when it comes to Mike, the fact that Ralphie keep bailing him out after he done went to jail for 8 years. Now the one thing Mike did do, he tried to make things right because he ended up going to jail. But Ralphie still ended up risking everything to get Mike out of jail. So again, like I said, Mike is constantly screwing up. Constantly. And people are constantly bailing this man out. And that is the problem. If people would stop bailing him out, he wouldn't be in the situation that he in. If Mike was to hit rock bottom, then Mike would stop doing what he's doing. And that's the problem. It's too many of y'all trying to sit up here and help these people that constantly keep hurting everybody else. And you think you better than the last, not understanding everybody for you thought the same thing. Try to help somebody that in the end needed to hit rock bottom. So if everybody else tried to help this individual and this person still doing the same nonsense, let them hit rock bottom. You don't need to go down with them. You don't need to lower yourself, and you don't need to be Captain Save-A-Hole, build a dog, see Phyllis Peoples. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do it. So that's the problem with Mike. It's always somebody just trying to bail him out. No, let him fall on his face. He needs to. And as for Melissa Mama, I don't understand why in the world is it you keep telling this girl to go back to these men that keep dogging her out. Why are you telling her to go back to these men that constantly keep disrespecting her? I, for the life of me, do not understand why you would even do this. Why would you even want her to go back to somebody that not only slept with another woman, but got another woman pregnant? Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all keep telling women to go back to these abusive men, to go back to these men that constantly keep downright disrespecting them and not fulfilling their needs, and y'all wonder why women cheat? Women cheat mentally and emotionally because all we want to do is feel some type of connection with somebody. Women just want a connection. Women want somebody that's only on to them. So I really, that's why I said I really don't necessarily understand. And I'm never going to really understand. But in the end, people need to stop letting Mike hit rock bottom. Point blank, period. As for Ralphie, same thing. Let Momo hit rock bottom. Momo ain't no better. You need to let her hit rock bottom. You can't keep saving somebody that don't want to be saved. Let them hit rock bottom. Stop trying to save people that's going to bring you down right along with them, and then you're going to lose everything because of them. Stop doing it. Only save those who want to be saved. The ones that don't, leave them where they at. Because it is time for negative people to start hitting rock bottom. And stop having a cushion and a place to land by somebody else who thinks you're better than the last person. Not understand the last person tried to help them too. And look at where they at. So with that being said, that is my thoughts on Mike and Ralphie for today.